Do us as Americans care about the vice presidential debate? I don't think so. But we do need to know who those candidates are. Let's get to it.
Tuesday night, vice presidential candidates Tim Walz and J.D. Vance face off in their only scheduled debate before the November election. Our CBS News colleagues Nora O'Donnell and Margaret Brennan anchor the debate. And our preview comes from Robert Costa.
Tonight is a night of hope.
One is a 40-year-old conservative who rocketed to fame as an author and is now the junior senator from Ohio.
Thank you for bringing the joy to this fight.
The other, a 60-year-old former high school teacher and coach, now the progressive governor of Minnesota.
I'm going to say something, and some of y'all may not believe me, but I believe this is a race to the middle. I know they're talking about conservative and progressive or liberal and all that stuff. No. Trump is a middle of the road president. He's not really a conservative. And Vice President Harris, though she has some liberal tendencies, she's trying to go into the middle. I'm telling you right now, mark my words, this race is who can grab the most in the middle. Those independents like myself to be able to say, at that ballot, this is who we're going to vote for.
And a little less time trying to ban books in our schools and try and ban assault weapons in our schools.
It's not just that she's wrong on the issues, my friends. It's that she doesn't have a plan.
And this year, J.D. Vance and Tim Walz were picked for a reason.
Who's the voter that these campaigns are trying to reach with the vice presidential selections?
This time around, it's really the white male voter that both vice presidents are appealing to. Working class voters, Midwestern voters, and those battleground states.
Bingo. AKA the independent voters who said, you know what? I'm tired of the Republican Party. They just pissed me off. I'm tired of the Democratic Party. They just pissed me off. I'm going to do my own thing. I'm going to be in the middle, smoking my little cigars, drinking my moonshine or my whiskey or whatever the hell, and I'm going to do what I got to do. That's who they're going after. All right? They want you to know that we care about you and we're trying to do something. Now, of course, you know how, if that's true what she's saying about the white men, you know that historically, white men have voted more conservatively, and they're trying to really pull those white men. But both parties have doomed men in general, haven't really given us a home. I know that you have a lot of men who spew that and say, Uncle Trump, and then you got a lot of the men that be like, Aunt Harris. Listen, both parties have not really shown us that they really give a damn about us. Okay, we really and truly, I personally feel that all Americans should be independents. Let their candidates vote, and let your political candidates help and work for you. That's what I feel. That's just my opinion, though. That's just my opinion.
Kate Anderson Brower is the author of First in Line on politics and the vice presidency. Although the VP contenders have put the heartland in focus, she doesn't expect Midwestern nice at the debate.
What are you watching on Tuesday night?
I'm watching to see how kind of tough it gets, how bitter it gets. I think it might be really ugly. And I think people are going to be interested in watching for that reason.
Campaign.
I think it is going to get ugly. And the reason why I think it's going to get ugly is because most people already know who they're going to vote for, right? The presidential the election is a little bit over a month away. People already know who they're going to vote for. So it's those important swing voters, independents like myself, who are not really situated who are not really ready to buckle down for a candidate, those are who they're going to go after. And I'm telling you, it could get dirty. It could get dirty. And I'm going to watch it and I'm going to give my commentary on it. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.
In 76.
Good evening. There's been some speculation.
Televised VP debates only began in 1976.
I have as much experience in the Congress as Jack Kennedy did.
But they have yielded some memorable moments.
Jack Kennedy was a friend of mine. Senator, you're no Jack Kennedy.
But let me help you with the difference, Ms. Ferraro, between Iran and the embassy in Lebanon.
I almost resent Vice President Bush, your patronizing attitude that you have to teach me about foreign policy.
I'll say it ain't so, Joe. There you'll go again, pointing backwards again.
On Tuesday, even if there are some low.
When we see vice presidential debate clips, like the one they show with Biden and Palin, we have to think about it. At that time, I'll be honest with you, I voted for Barack Obama, and there was nothing that the Republicans could have done to sway me for not voting for Barack Obama. I was a staunch Democrat at that time. But I started to understand that, you know what? These parties ain't loyal. These parties don't give a damn about me. So I decided to choose to vote for independent and vote for candidates that have my best interests. So if you feel that the vice presidential debate is going to help sway your vote, please watch. Please watch so that we can see what these candidates talk about, because they may be in office if something happens to the president.
Blows. The stakes are high. Just look at history.
We have suffered a loss that cannot be waived.
There's the president waving goodbye.
I assume the presidency under extraordinary circumstances.
One day, Kate Anderson Brower says one of them could go from understudy to the lead.
In a time when anything can happen, and there is this specter of political violence, of age in our politicians, vice presidency, it matters.
The vice presidency absolutely matters. This role is one heartbeat away from the presidency, and it's incredibly important.
That is true. That is very, very true. It is. I mean, we've seen that Trump had the first attempt on his life, and then the second little bogus, I don't know what the hell that guy was thinking, attempt on his life. And we have to really think about it, like it could happen, right? Now, would J.D. Vance, if Trump was to win, would J.D. Vance be the type of president that we would want? Possibly. He's younger. He's the youngest of all the candidates. And I believe he will bring that type of rigor and that fight that would put a lot of, that would give a lot of Americans hope to say, hey, listen, millennials are stepping up and doing what needs to be done. So I think that would work. But let's just focus on the here and now. We really have to think about who is going to be our president. Who do we want to be our president? There are still many of us Americans who are undecided. And because of that, we have to be focused to see what is going to be said and how they are going to lead us into the future. I hope that it's a good debate. I hope it's not like that foolishness that happened with the presidential debate where it's not in front of a live crowd. I was tired of these last two debates where they were in front of just moderators and the candidates was answering questions. That was wrong. The American people didn't need that. The American people deserve better, and we need to advocate for ourselves. So let's see what happens. Good luck to both candidates. I wish them well in tomorrow's debate.